Hi, I'm Renee Peterson. I am a certified Vini Yoga instructor, as well as a certified and registered prenatal yoga instructor. I wanted to just show you some of the adaptations that you can expect in a prenatal yoga class. Um, I teach prenatal yoga to moms who are at all stages of pregnancy. And if you think about it, your body goes through a tremendous amount of change over that 9 to 10 month period. So some of the postures during your first trimester of pregnancy might feel completely different, or might be inaccessible to you by the end of the second or third trimester. So I'll give you a couple of examples of how you can modify or adapt the postures or what I do in class to accommodate your growing and changing body. All right, so one of the very well used or well known postures is child's pose. Generally, in child's pose, we are lining up our wrists underneath our shoulders and our knees are lined up underneath our hips, creating length from the tailbone all the way along the spine through the crown of the head. We inhale here, then our knees are about hip distance apart. And generally, this is very comfortable during the first and probably for most of the second trimester of pregnancy. Third trimester can get a little tricky because baby belly is growing and expanding. So usually, child's pose, we inhale, gazing slightly forward as we spread our shoulders wide and our collarbones wide. Actually, the shoulder blades are coming toward each other and the collarbones are spreading outward. Then as we exhale, we contract our lower abdominal muscles as we shift our hips back toward our heels, gently resting our forehead maybe down on the mat or being suspended if you're not as flexible, coming back just to comfort. And then on inhale, we draw our hands down and toward us as we come back up in table. Inhaling here with flat back. Exhaling, shifting hips back as you bring maybe forearms down toward the mat, gently tucking the chin. So this is generally how most people are able to do child's pose with some variation, or table to child's pose with some slight variations, which is perfectly fine. You need to modify based on your individual body and how the movement is feeling in your body. During third trimester, or with a baby belly growing, you might want to consider utilizing a bolster, pillows, or blankets propped up, placing your hands on the bolster, keeping your upper body elevated more, then widening your knees slightly wider than hip distance apart, bringing your big toes toward each other. So in essence, looking more like this. We inhale here, gazing forward but slightly down. And then as we exhale again, once again contract or hug baby belly upward as we shift our hips back, gently bringing the head down. On inhale, we come back up into table. Exhaling back. And resting here for a breath or two before maybe coming back up into table. Another issue or common issue that can occur during pregnancy can be experiencing carpal tunnel or wrist discomfort, wrist issues. So being on your hands, even on a bolster like this, can still cause or create discomfort. So another way that you can adapt the posture is to come onto your forearms on the bolster. You can also utilize blocks If you're utilizing blocks, which are a little firmer than the bolster, what you'll want to do is make sure that the blocks are on your on the forearm and not on the wrist or the elbow. So you bring the forearms down, extending the hips back so that the knees are above, or the hips are above the knees, widening the knees to accommodate and feel comfortable with growing baby belly. Toes come toward each other, resting and relaxing the hands. Inhaling as you gaze slightly in front of the mat. And then on exhale, shifting hips back as you bring forehead down. Relaxing and stretching through the neck and through the low back. And then on inhale, on your next inhale, gently coming back up to this table position. Exhaling back again. Releasing. And then coming back up into table. So these are just a couple of the adaptations that I offer during prenatal yoga class. There are many other adaptations for other classes or other postures that we'll move through. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through 5cochesyoga.com. I hope to connect with you soon in a prenatal yoga class.